Welcome to another video by Stan's Auto Repair. Today we're going over the, get that out of the way. We're going over the AC heater control module, and also the dashboard. The setup for the electronic portion is pretty much the same, and some of the Neons, some of the PT Cruisers, the Sebrings, the Stratuses, the Caravans, the Jeeps, the Dodge Rams, pretty much generalized in all those. The design might be different, but the makeup's typically the same. But as you can see, this here is broke. This was from poor handling, because you have clips down here on the side and up top, and I guess the previous owners or the auctioneers or whoever was trying to get in here and work on this before, they ended up breaking it. So it's actually only held on here. So typically you want to have a tool to where you can get in here and pop these out so you don't break this, because this portion right here is actually screwed on to this. So when you take this off, this will come out with it, but not in the case of this one. It's actually broke. So get down here, get one, get two. Now when I pull that out, you had clips here, 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 and then two down on the bottom. As you can see, the upper ones are broke, and you can see around here where this AC control, heater control module actually screws onto. And you can see it on here, all the little holes, that's where the screws go. And there's even a couple screws, well, they're more like little bolts on here in the back. But if you're having problems with your AC and your heat not registering, like it's like going through the coming out of the defrost up on top of the dashboard, typically you have an issue with this, because we checked the heater core's fine, there's no clogs. We checked the AC system, there was nothing wrong with the actual AC system, compressor was good. It needed a little charge, so we gave a little charge. But we noticed when we drive down the road, we would have it on AC. It would be coming through the vents like she typically has it, and then all of a sudden it would kick into the dash, and it would go crazy. So I was actually able to fix that without actually having to buy any parts. I tried two ways, and this way seemed to work best. But here's the actual module. What you'll need to do to take it apart is you'll need a Phillips screwdriver, okay, and you have screws right here. Hopefully I got the right size Phillips. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the camera moved so you guys can watch me get this out. All right, okay, I had to go get a different screwdriver, Phillips head, because the one I had was a little bit too big. I had to get a smaller one. But you have some Phillips head screws in here. Going ahead to get those out. And they're pretty long. You have one here, you have one here. And your bulbs are also located in here too. And then you have one more down here. Okay, then this part slides out. Got to pull it a little bit. Now here's your board. Now, if you pull this out the first time, you'll notice there is like a little yellow kind of like contactor grease that's on here. I went ahead and I cleaned all that grease off and I reapplied new grease. The AC worked for, I'd say, about 2 days, and it started doing it again. So I did another experiment and I removed the grease. I mean, I cleaned the grease out all off this board. And off these copper pieces here. And on top of that, I made sure that the buttons here, or the knobs that actually turn right here, were actually connected on here. One was a little loose, so you just hold on the front and you push. Okay. Sounds like there's something loose in there. Just go ahead and, now if you need to take this apart, you can. You just grab a hold of your knobs. They're a little tough to get off, I will tell you that. That knob, okay, I think it might be this button. Yeah, that noise was this button here. It actually got sideways. Now, there is a piece, I need to go on the other side of the car and get it. It fell out when I was putting it together last time, and I didn't realize till afterwards. It's this little piece right here, and it sits right in here. That is for your light. It helps with your light for your rear defrost button. But go ahead and clean the grease off on here and clean it off on here. You don't need to use any alcohol wipes or anything like that. I just used a microfiber towel and just got everything off. I checked the board, make sure it was good. The board just comes right out. And just look on the back of it, make sure there's any burn marks anywhere. This one looks good. And make sure there's not like any cracks or damages, especially check around the solder points and stuff like that. I mean, you can remove this screw, but this is not going to come off because it's actually soldered on. But you want to check all your solder points, and then you can just put it back together. And this is the time where you can actually twist, turn, and you can take your bulbs out and replace them. I will say getting the bulbs in and out is a little bit easier when this is apart. So if you're having problems and you have some burnt bulbs, go ahead and get your bulbs before you go to clean this up. But to put it back together is the same way you took it apart. Yep, that little plastic piece is still in there. So make sure everything is flush and lined up good. Then you can slide your Phillips heads screws back in. Tighten them in there. A lot of places will tell you you need to replace this whole module. You technically don't. You can also go to the junkyard, check the C-Brings and check the Stratuses. Some caravans, Rams, have the same module. It's just depending on the year. But if the board's damaged, all you need to do is just go get another board. You don't need to buy this whole thing, because these knobs and this plastic, it's just the casing. you might have to get where the copper pieces are those could be damaged. All you'll need is just that part itself. But another thing you want to check your connections here, that there's no green gunk, that it's nice and clean. And then also check your plugs. Check them on the inside, look at them real good, make sure there's no damages. None of them are damaged or any of the wires have popped out. You want to check for that. Check this one, it's good. And then you also want to check this one, make sure there's no damages on the wires or anything. Everything looks good, all the wires are running in, and all your connections look clean. And then to show you, get this right way up, yes. This piece is actually all one piece, and it's actually held in by the looks of them. I'm guessing they're probably anywhere between 4mm and maybe 5mm bolt screws. And you have a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a total of 6 of them, and it's in here. So when you go to pull this out for the first time, if it's not already broke, just to pre-warn you, this will all come out as one piece. Okay? So when you go to put it back in, you want to be extra careful, because this plastic gets brittle over time. So if it was together, like I'm trying to hold it like it is together, you would put it together like this. And then you would hold on to it, slide it in, and then pop all your pieces, snap, 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 and then everything would be back in there. So we'll go ahead and start the car. No, that's not a... And AC on. Oh crap, that button popped out. I'll go ahead and turn it on. There we go. And this is how you test it. You just move it. So we got vent. Where's the vent for down here on the floor? Oh, there it is. No, that's not the vent. Okay, I found the vent. It's coming out on the floor. Looks like there's a piece obstructing it a little bit. Oh, there we go. It's more up towards by the gas pedal, at the upper portion. All right, so that works. Control for the vent. And then just let you know, your setting on here for your AC, this lower setting where it's so circular, this is where you actually get the coldest air for your AC on your setting wise. And also helps pull out the moisture in your car. All right, thank you all for watching, and just this is just a quick fix without actually having to pay an enormous amount of money on actually fixing this. You can just replace your boards or your knobs. Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe as always, and if it's broke, fix it.